Alright guys, today we're here to talk about Apple Arcade. It's a new subscription service from Apple for your iOS devices and Apple TV and your Mac as well. And basically what it is if you guys are familiar with other gaming subscriptions like Xbox Game Pass where you pay a flat monthly fee and you get access to over 100 different games, that is basically what this service is. They even have exclusive games that won't appear on any other devices except for on Apple devices. And we check out some games here. I want to go through some games with you guys to see if they're good, what's available, if the service is worth it, all those kinds of things are things we're going to get into. So let's get into the video.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a recce is the gaming tech. Gaming techie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, today we're here to talk about Apple Arcade. Now, this is basically a subscription service, the same kind of feel as like Xbox Game Pass for those who do that, where basically you pay a flat monthly fee and you get access to over 100 games on the App Store, and this is for iOS devices only. So far, it's been released on the iPhone only, and is supposed to be released on the iPad actually today when you're watching this video, and then for Apple TV devices and Mac devices at the end of this month. So the cost of it is $4.99 a month. The games, the good thing about this service is that 1, no ads are allowed to be in any of the games. 2, no in-app purchases are allowed to be in the game, so you're not going to find any of the usual mobile trappings in there as far as like getting you to spend more money or anything like that. Everything is in there. When games come up, which I'm going to get into some of the games that are on the service that I've come across that are really fun to give you guys an idea of what kind of games are on there. You unlock stuff in the game just like you would any other game, but there's no in-app purchases for them. So when you have characters you unlock, you just unlock them like old school days. You play the game and you unlock them by doing certain challenges and certain things in the game. So far the service for me on here has actually been a lot of fun. $4.99. There's about 70 plus games on the store so far. Apple says that there's going to be over 100 by the end of the month, and they're going to be releasing monthly games all the time. So that's what we know so far, and like I said, it is on the App Store. So let me dive into the phone right here. I'm going to pop it up for you guys so you guys can get a look at what Apple Arcade actually looks like on iOS 13. This does require iOS 13 only. So if you have iOS 12, you do need to update. So let's go ahead and do this now. So right now we're sitting on the actual screen of the App Store when you go into your phone like you normally would. And there is a new tab on here, as you guys are used to seeing. If you look at the bottom of the phone, and now there's Today, Games, Apps, and there's a new tab called Arcade. So when you go into Arcade here, you see that there is a nice little trailer for one of the games that they're maybe showcasing right now. Telling you what you're going to play first. Some new arrivals that they do based on date. Some developer spotlights. Some games that they recommend for you. Daily play, things that you can play. Them advertising some of these only on Arcade. And some of these games are going to be exclusive to iOS devices only. So you're not going to see these games appear on Android or any other platform, any other mobile platform. Some of these games are made exclusively for Apple devices, which is really cool because you know that if you're paying this $4.99 for an iPhone game, it's not going to be released anywhere else because it's obviously an exclusive Apple game, just like you have exclusives on the Xbox Game Pass and all the other services out there that do this kind of thing. So, and then of course they got some categories at the bottom. They got family, multiplayer, action for beginners, puzzle, adventure, and things like that. And you can just scroll over to the bottom and you can see all the games. Right now it says released September 19th because games have only released on September 19th. They haven't added anything since then. I would assume that they're going to be releasing games weekly up until they get to that 100 threshold. So I expect, this Thursday, to probably receive a pretty good chunk of games being released so they can hit that 100 mark. So that is basically what the App Store looks like. And just to show you what the, what the game description looks like. So here you can see that there's a video playing on the top to give you an idea what the game plays like. You can obviously enable audio if you want to, and you can get it right there if you want. And it's really nice how it has the age rating right there, the category, how many players can play, who developed it, and the language and the size all right there. So you'll know how many players can play and all that good stuff. And then obviously the description is sitting here, the reviews like usual, and stuff it supports. So really nice and clean design. I like the video sitting at the top, and I like how this first pops up here on your iOS device. So let's get into some of the games so you guys get an idea of what some of the games are like and what I have come across so far. So I have this Apple Arcade folder. So let's start with one of the bigger games that a lot of people are talking about, which is What the Golf. So you can see here, my guy's on the floor because I left this off where I was playing. So basically, this is a golf game. And every single level changes up what you're actually doing. So you can see it's already getting crazier. And you can see you can move the phone. So if you take this. So instead of hitting a ball right now, I am actually hitting the actual golf club this time. And I just fell off. So each level of this changes as you play, and I am doing terrible. So even if you're not, yeah, this is going real well. All right. There we go. Oh man. So you can see this gets a little challenging here. Okay. And all the interactive environments, and you don't have to get it in the hole, you just have to hit the actual flag. So like I said, here's all the different things. Now apparently I'm gonna hit a house, and there's a car coming. So now I'm moving a house over here. And I'm assuming these cars can knock you off. I did that on purpose so you guys can see. We'll leave it at that. So you can see here what this game is like. The graphics are really nice and how it works. And there's always different things to, different things to look forward to. So I don't know what just happened here. So you don't want to hit those casts. What if we go around? So that gives you guys an idea of what, and you want to sometimes interact with some of the things. So this one has this thing actually moving on you. So you can see all different interactive stuff, all different things that you can go through. You guys get the idea of what this game is like. So that is what the golf. It's a really interesting golf game for people who don't actually like golfing games. This is a really fun game. It keeps every level changing and interactive and stuff. So that's a really good one to check out. One of the other games that a lot of people are talking about as well is Super Impossible. This is a really cool game. You can see the Flash logo that appears when you're doing Apple Arcade games. And this is that landscape game. So you can see here there's career mode, there's race, online race, time gate, and classic mode. Let's just do a quick race to give you guys an idea of what this is like. We'll do beginner for CPU components and leave everything at default. And basically what this is you guys remember Rainbow Road from Mario Kart? This is very similar. This is very similar to what Mario Kart used to be. So basically you're using the right button and the left side of the phone to try and stay on this crazy track and beat all these races. But what's crazy about it, not only is it a little hard and gets challenging, but you could cheat. So I can hop off right now. And oh, I almost had it too. So basically you can go around and kind of cheat and hop off the level when you get to a certain part. So I could do this, except I'm really bad at it. But you can basically go around and kind of hop off the level here. And get around, and I'm doing terrible. I'm in 8th place. But it just brings a really cool element to what this game could do. So let's see if I pull this. Nope. And it obviously gives you a few seconds to actually get back onto the track. So you can't go from the top to the bottom, it seems like, because you're going to run out of the room. But this is a really nice looking game. The controls feels good. It's just a really hard but competitive game to play. Like I said, there's online mode, there's story, a lot of different crazy tracks to play. Play against your friends, play against the CPU when you have no Wi-Fi connection. And this game can get really challenging, and I'm obviously not that good at it. Oh, but we got that one off though. We finally got a little hop on here. So, you guys get the idea. You can go around. Now we're getting it. A little hop here. A little hop there. Basically, going around the course. And now I'm going to fall. Oh. I don't know how I didn't, but I did. And you can also speed boost once you're in a good position. You're not going to want to do it when you're trying to take these tight turns. But you could speed boost eventually. Right there was the end of the track. So you can see what the track is like, and you can do boost by holding both, so you can see I obviously came in last. So that is a game, a really fun game to play, and a lot of fun, a lot of different things to play in a lot of different modes there. Another fun game that that is on here that I think a lot of people aren't talking about is HyperBrawl. So HyperBrawl is basically if you took Rocket League and you mishmashed it with Power Stone on the Dreamcast. This is the way I would kind of make this game like. And let's see, when we get into this game here, basically you're trying to score a goal by using your characters and stuff like that. And it's 2v2, and you can play online, you can play single player, and you're just trying to get the ball to the goal. So for the sake of time, we're going to do local multiplayer here and just do quick play with CPU opponents. There's a bunch of different levels, and each, depending on which one you play, changes what is actually on there and you know, the map and what hazards are on the map and stuff like that. But let's pick this basic one here. And then you could join. You could choose a weapon. We're going to leave it with the hammer. And then you could add a bot, and you can select a level if you want. And you could add bot. You can pick all their levels and stuff. So getting into the game here. So getting into the game here, you can see it's 2v2, and like I said, you could play this online, and you're in an arena, and basically you use this on the left-hand side. You got the controller to move, and you can see I'm highlighted there, and we're going after the ball, and then you use this to swing and throw, and I just completely missed that. And you have to try and KO them, and they're about to score on us. So you throw the ball, that bot just scored. You can punch people, and everybody has a special ability as well, which is those weapons. Wow, we're doing terrible. See if I can grab this one. There we go. And you can kick people, punch people, and like I said, everyone has a special ability. Let me see if I could use it here for you guys in a minute. Oh, now there's a block up. So I didn't even realize you couldn't go. KO that guy. And you could pass to your teammate when you need to. So you can see the hazards that are popping up here. So you can press the throw button when you see your opponent. You can make saves by just standing in front of the ball. And it's just a really competitive 3-minute type of match here that you get to play with people online. And we're getting wrecked here, but you guys get the point of the game. Let me see if I can do this special ability here. So you can see I just threw the hammer and killed both of them. And now I opened up a lane for my opponent, for my CPU guy. But he still missed. And now they're both alive. Opened up that lane for the CPU. Oh no, get that in. 9 seconds left. That CPU opponent just scored on ourselves. And obviously we lost, but you guys get the idea. So, and there's a lot of different, the weapons you can customize and stuff. As we talked about before, you can customize the weapons that you're actually playing and things like that. So, and it's best of 3 rounds when you play. So that's Hyper Tournament. There's online mode, local. You can even play with 4 players locally in this one, with 4 controllers linked up. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, so that's HyperBrawl Tournament. That's a fun one that I have found on there as well. Moving on to the next one here that is really good is Sonic Racing. So this particular game, I really like the art style of this game. If you guys have played Sonic Racing games before, basically this is a team game. So what's going to happen is that you're going to have a team of 3 people. You can either play solo if you want to play online and play the story mode, or you can race against your friends. And this is where you can customize your team. So this is kind of what I was talking about before, that even though that this has unlocking characters and stuff that you can see here on the bottom that give you different things, all you have to do is actually unlock them by doing the leagues and doing the challenges that the game is telling you. There's no microtransactions, there's no in-app purchases or anything. So my current team and team captain is Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails. And I can go in here and go to race. We'll go to race here. So we got people online that we're playing against. You can see the top 3 people in the blue are us. And you can unlock tracks in this game. You can unlock characters and stuff just by playing the game normally. And you can see here, we're playing that other team. So basically the way that you win this game is you not only have to come in first, but your whole team has to do collectively better than the other team. And the way you control this is easy. Well, I wouldn't say easy. It's an easy concept, but it ain't easy. You got the steering wheel there at the bottom, and then you can press that button there. And you'll use your wisp is what they call them in this game. Basically the Mario-style power-ups. And you can unlock a bunch of those as well. And you can, pick your 3 that you want to start with. And those are the 3 that are randomly going to come up when you're actually playing. So, and then the rings that you can collect just like in a Sonic game. So this game is a lot of fun to play. Really quick and easy racing game to get into. Easy controls on the touchscreen, but it also has controller support like most of these games do because they're going to be available on the Apple TV, so they have to have controller support if they want that to work. Let's see if we can win this race here and see how it goes. You do get like a rank in this. You're trying to level up all the time. And I just really like the graphic art style, and this is just a fantastic game on mobile. Good team play. There's different things you can do with your teammates to make them do better. Obviously, go after the other team. We're on our final lap here. So a lot of customization in this game, and this game would easily be a game that wouldn't be as good if they let you if it wasn't on Apple Arcade and it was just on mobile, because people would then be buying their characters, buying these whips and power-ups and stuff, and you would obviously have to buy those or grind for hours to actually get them. But now that they're here and you can just unlock them and customize them to your liking, it makes the game so much more fun. And like I said, the graphics on here, they did an excellent job with that. And we actually took first, I believe, in that one. Let's see how the rest of our team did. So yeah, my team took first, second, and third. So that was fun. And the other team is still trying to finish up, apparently. There they go. So obviously we won that race. And then you get rank points for your characters that you're using. You can collect those coins. And then, like I said, you can come in here and unlock. These are wisps that we were talking about, which is the unlock. These are the 5 that I have on here that you can actually collect and stuff. You can go in here and change out the 5 wisps that are coming up when you actually collect the boxes and stuff. This is your team you can customize, stuff like that. So a lot of fun in this one, and another one you guys should definitely check out on here. Another one that is a big one on here is this one here. So this is one that a lot of people are talking about as well. It's a music-driven game, so we'll check this one out so you guys can get a look at what this is like. The music is what a lot of people are talking about in this game, and how cool the music is, and how you're driving around on the bicycle and going through the levels based on the music. So,
not long ago, in a town.
Skip this because I've heard this already. So we hit start game here. I believe. Weird, I definitely played the first couple, but apparently it didn't save. I don't know why. But that's a different story. Thought it would have saved. Maybe I exited before it actually saved by accident. But your character basically starts here. And now you're basically going through these levels. And you're maneuvering and trying to get as many of these hearts as possible by moving around. Trying to get as many of these hearts as possible. And it's a lot easier. It's a lot harder than it looks, I'll tell you that. Because these levels are fast and far between. And obviously you get scored on points depending on how well you're doing. Just a really fun game to play. Really unique art style in this one, and all the levels obviously are really challenging and different from one another. and you basically go in here, and then I got a bronze rank as you can see, and then you go in here and it unlocks the next level basically here in a second. So level 2 is now unlocking.
Doki Doki Rush.
So now it's a different level, and you know, you go through and you get different music, and obviously the level's different and stuff like that, and it gets really, really interesting. So that's another one that you guys should definitely check out there. And the last one we're going to look at today is going to be Chu Chu Rocket, a big game that a lot of people know, made by Sega, of course, from back in the day. One of the first, I think this is the first Chu Chu Rocket game in forever. I never played this game until I actually came on here. It's called Chu Chu Rocket Universe. What's cool about this one, as somebody who's never played the game, this is obviously a puzzle game. You can go in here, and basically what the point of the puzzle is you have to get these little blue choo-choos to go into that rocket. So that's why it's called Chu Chu Rocket. And you have a certain amount of moves. You can see it's kind of cut off a little bit on the iPhone 11, but you can see there's two ups that we have, a left and a right. So basically, you'll see how they move. And let's say we put up here, and now you know they're going to go all the way up. And then let's say you do left here. Let's see how that goes, and then you hit play. There you go. Level complete. Use 2 arrows, use 3 arrows, get all the choo-choos to the rocket. You get stars for each one. And obviously we're at the beginning, so the levels are really easy, but they obviously, as you can see, will get a lot more complicated than that. But what's really cool about this game as well, we won't do it right now, but just to show you, it actually has a 4-player game mode. You can click that little button right there with the 2-player icon, and basically you can play 4 players, and they have all these choo-choos coming at you you're all on a grid. And you have to immediately, as they're coming at you, put those things down and get them to your side and collect as many as possible and faster than everyone else is on the other side. So really interesting 4-player game mode there, and a lot of fun that I'm having with this one too. So that's Chu Chu Rocket Universe. So these aren't obviously reviews. This is more like an overview of things I've been playing. Hot Lava is another one that's really good. Basically, it's a dexterity game. You're going in there, you're trying to hop over lava. If you guys remember that from your childhood, that's a really good one to explore, Hot Lava. Big Time Sports. There's a lot of different games, and I'm still going through the list. There's obviously over 70 games. I haven't played them all yet, but those are some of the standouts that I've saved. Those are some of the standouts that I've saved, and I've liked a lot on the Apple Arcade so far. So, like I said, guys, the subscription service is $4.99. You can use controllers like your Xbox or PS4 attached to your phone on iOS 13, so you can play most of these games on your phone now with Xbox controller or a PS4 controller, or you know, any of the controllers that Apple used to support, and obviously that's going to be able to be used on the Apple TV as well, and on the iPad as well. So like I said, the Apple it's out on iOS 13 for phones right now. It comes out today, actually, while you're listening to this video, on the iPad, and then also we'll be releasing on Apple TV and the Mac Store at the end of the month. And what's cool is $4.99, and all your family members get it. So if you guys are in a family group of 6 people, everyone gets access to all these to the subscription service for only $4.99. And so far, depending on how the service continues, I'm really happy with how the service is so far, and I'm really excited for what they've done. I mean, obviously we'll see how it progresses, and if they continue to add games every month like they say, and good games, this could easily be worth $4.99. You know, some of these games that I've mentioned are worth $4.99 by themselves. I mean, how many times do we buy a $2 or $3 or $4.99 game on the App Store, and it's still riddled with in-app purchases right afterwards sometimes, and all this other, and all ads or stuff like that. So none of that is happening here. And you know, you find one good game on here that's worth, or 2 good games on here, and that's easily worth your $5 a month. And if they keep growing it like they say, then we're in for a treat. I think this is it could change the landscape for iOS games, because now people are going to, you know, have this this thing to compare other iOS games to. We'll see if that actually does anything to other companies that are making regular iPhone games, and if that does anything to affect how people look at those games. But I'm really happy with the service so far. I can't wait to see what new games they add when they keep coming, and there's a lot of cool games to check out, guys. They have a 1-month free trial. There's no reason for you guys not to check it out with a 1-month free trial. And if you guys have any questions about anything we talked about today, or about the service, or any of the games that I mentioned, or any of the games that I didn't mention and you just want to ask about, leave those questions down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Till next time.
Tech, gaming techie is the gaming tech, gaming techie, gaming tech. Eating brekkie is the gaming tech, going for a recce is the gaming tech, gaming techie is the gaming tech, gaming techie.